Morning everybody, this is Peter from RYKEN. Today is the 8th of July. It's now more or less 5:45 in the morning. I've been struggling to get my message together this morning, but in any case, what we don't necessarily always realize is that we've got there's always an underlying motive or a reason for what we are doing, and also there's a subsequent consequence or a result of that what we did. Now, we live in a world today, and social media promotes this, of superficiality, of a very superficial world, and all of us crave recognition. Now, because social media is image based, it's obviously appearance is important, and that's where this whole superficial thing comes from, because we can edit our photos and we can look happy, although, but an image doesn't say much. I mean, as soon as we enter the real world again, we have to face our problems. Now, the thing is, that's the thing with social media, we've actually created this different world where we live in. We live in the social media, which is actually an escape from reality, where we actually have to face our real problems. Now, the thing is, unfortunately, our likes and all of that on social media is not really going to help us in the real world, where we actually need substance in order to face our problems and all of those things. The most common motive for us, unfortunately, for social media is recognition. Now, the thing is, that craving for recognition is so strong that we will go through drastic measures in order to get a few more likes. I mean, people will start taking off their clothes just to get more recognition on social media. We can actually use these platforms for a different result. I mean, if we are good looking, that's great. The thing is, what we have to keep in mind is, if we were born with a pretty face, it is not like we did anything to earn that. So if you post a photo of yourself and with your underlying message, your motive of you want to show the world how pretty you are, I mean, what's the benefit that I get from that message? I mean, if you, in essence, if it was a conversation, you'd come up to me and say, look, I am pretty, and I would say, okay, yes you are, I'm not sure, okay, but how would you respond to that? So that's basically what we need to keep in mind when we do these things. I mean, what's the motive for doing what we are doing, and consider the consequence of it. What's the value that we are adding? Now, the thing is, we can actually add value with either our appearance or our knowledge or our challenges or all of these things. Because, for instance, if we take a look at appearance, if you're a good looking person, that is freaking great. I mean, the thing that will happen if you are good looking is people will obviously would like to look at you, because let's say you like models, for instance, people like looking at models. So if you are good looking, people would be looking at you, so you can use that opportunity to send either a message or promote a movement or whatever the case may be. Consider a different value that you can add. The benefit of just putting up a picture to get more likes, if your motive for that is recognition, there's only one person who actually benefits from that, and that is the person who posts the picture. If we take a look at another common challenge that we face, is this whole weight loss thing. So if it's a challenge that you are facing, I mean, these days we have a million different pills that would assist you with weight loss, or help with your hunger cravings and all of that. I mean, we cannot expect to eat those things that make us fat and then want to have this body that we want to as well. If you want a specific result, you have to put in the work. If we have to consider the message that we are sending, if we are facing that challenge, I mean, again, what are we telling people? If you want to, if you want to be in good shape, just hope that somebody brings out the great pill so that you can eat what you want to eat. You drink a pill and you have this great body. That's not the message we want to send to other people. I mean, you want to work through that challenge and then help somebody else who is facing that same challenge. So put in the work, get the gradual gains. You have that underlying confidence, and you have a sustainable result that you actually achieve through effort. The same thing if we take another common example, what we do in the workplace. There's different ways we can go through the ranks in the workplace. We can try to make ourselves seen all of the time. We can manipulate people and tell them things, to go through the ranks. But again, we're going to have this underlying sense of insecurity, because if we manipulate people to get to a different position in a company, for instance, we might not necessarily have acquired the necessary skills to actually do the work in that new position where we find ourselves. So the problem is we have this underlying sense of insecurity and sort of this whole fear of being found out, So we obviously do not want to promote things like that. We want to promote putting in the effort in order to get the result, so that we can help people who have the same challenges, or people who do not have access to information that we might have, and all of those things. All of us have a specific gift, a talent, or a challenge that we face. The thing is, somebody else might be facing that same challenge. So we can use our talents, gifts, challenges, and different things in order to help other people. If we utilize these things the way that we should use them. Use your different gifts and talents, and even your challenges, to overcome them and use them to add value to others, and therefore you've got a much bigger consequence instead of just that superficial benefit that you get for yourself. So find your reason and show the world what you've got.